Hey guys, Thogden here, and welcome back to our new Premier League predictions. We're going to start on a bit of a wacky one. We've been sent some gifts. Do you want to see them?
I tell you what, mate, I love gifts. And if it's from Wash and Go, it's going to be some new product that's going to change the shampoo and conditioner industry. I know it.
No, well, not exactly, mate.
What is it?
Well, when I was chatting to the marketing team the other day, I told them that we're very big fans of the bobbleheads.
I tell you what, Theo, I used to have a massive collection of bobbleheads. I think that's why Thogman was attracted to me.
Okay, well, moving on swiftly. These arrived.
Oh, my goodness. Now, I'll tell you what, Theo.
Look how much that looks like me.
That, Theo, this one
That
here.
is me. That is me.
Theo.
No.
That is totally like me. You know why I've been chosen as the face of Wash and Go? That is the reason.
What are you on about? How are you saying this doesn't look like me?
That is Patrick Schick.
No, it's not. Like, they've got the trim perfect, the face construction. I mean, that is brilliant. Big up the bobbleheads. I'm so sure that I will outdo you on an Instagram poll comparing bobbleheads.
Right, everyone vote for the Thogdad bobblehead.
I'm gonna win.
Guys, if you want a luscious, beautiful hair like me, click the link below. You'll get a bottle of Wash and Go.
Dad, you've barely not got any hair left.
Edit that out, Josh. Now, last week we had the brilliant Bambino Becky on. I'm a bit sorry for her. She made up the results, Theo, and you know what? She beat us.
No.
9 points to Bambino Becky. 5 points to Thogdad, 4 points to you. The scores are on the doors right now. Theo, you're 21 points behind me.
Now I'm mad.
Who is the guest this week?
The guest this week is none other than my Sky Sports teammate, Specs Gonzalez.
Oh, fantastic.
I love
He's
him.
a legend, he is.
There's no rules, and I reckon he'll beat us. He'll come up with some wacky scores and beat us.
I'm not even going to disagree with that. And the first game is Newcastle United against Wolverhampton Wanderers, 15th against 8th. Newcastle lost 3 in a row. They need a win from somewhere. They're not safe yet. And Wolves just beat Villa. They're in reasonable form. And Theo, they can actually go 6th this weekend.
They're doing incredible. Wolves can play in Europe next season, and I think if they keep it up, they can, but it's not going to be easy against Newcastle.
It's not. It's a tough place to go. 50,000 screaming Geordies. But Newcastle fallen away a bit, haven't they?
They have. However, in my dream last night, you're not going to believe this, I saw Joe Willock scoring.
You dreamt about Joe Willock.
Yeah, I woke up and I was doing my notes for this video, and I thought, didn't I have a dream last night where Joe Willock scored? I know it's the weirdest thing in the world, but I had a flashback. So I'm predicting Newcastle to score and Willock to score. Newcastle won, Wolves won, and I think Johnny's going to get the goal because he's been getting me so many points in FPL. What a hero.
I can't believe what I just heard. That is some weird juju, that is. But
Yeah,
I tell you what, Theo, I think Wolves will sneak this. I'm going to go...
Again, really?
1-0 to Wolves.
I think you're underestimating the Geordies. And when they get behind the team, I know they've got a few injuries. The likes of Trippier can't make it, but you don't think St. Maximan's going to turn up? Joe Linton, Chris Wood, they've got quality there.
Theo, I would never underestimate a Geordie.
Let's go over to Specs for the first game. You'll definitely have a more wacky prediction than us two, for sure.
What's happening, people? It's your boy Specs Gonzalez in the house, and I'm here to give you my predictions for this week's Premier League fixtures. Before we start, I just want to big up Thogdad and Thogden because we go way back, almost first cousins. Remember, there's no rules. Right, I begin with Newcastle at home to Wolves. I'm going for Newcastle 2, Wolves 1. The reason why I say this is because Chris Wood is my favourite striker in the Premier League, and he's going to get a double. I don't trust Wolves' defence. I'm sorry, Connor Cody.
Everton against Manchester United, 17th against 7th. It's the city of Liverpool against the city of Manchester. Now, Everton lost twice last game week, Theo.
Yeah.
Lost 18 times in the league this season. It's terrible, isn't it?
Frank Lampard took over from Rafa Benitez and things haven't improved, have they?
They haven't, Theo, and they desperately need a win from somewhere. It's the wrong time to be playing against Cristiano.
Everything for United has been out of form as well.
Yeah.
Ronaldo's been rubbish. You bring him up. What's he done lately?
That is true, Theo. I watched the last game against Leicester and I thought Man United were bang average, but for some reason they're only 3 points behind the UCL places.
I reckon if United bottle it soon, they're out the race, and I think it will come here.
Wow.
I think the Toffees are going to turn up, and something tells me they have to. They're under the cosh so much in the Premier League table that Lampard and the boys need a win. They'll want it more than the Red Devils. It's their final shot at proving to the fans that they can do this and turn it around. I think they will. 2-1 win. I'm going to go Richarlison and Anthony Gordon to get the goals for Harry Hesketh.
Very, very precise, Theo. But you know what? A lot of people are selling Salah and buying Bruno in FPL, which I find very brave.
That's a mistake. I will tell you that now.
I think, Theo, I think this is going to be 2-1 to Manchester United.
Going back to your point, do not sell Salah. He will turn it up when you least expect. Maybe at the Etihad on the weekend.
Next game, Everton versus Manchester United. Early kickoff. Everton have been bad this season. I even tweeted, I said on FM23, I'm going to manage Everton in the Championship. Sorry, they're going to be in the Championship, of course, there's no rules. So, I'm going for a Manchester United 1-0 win.
Arsenal against Brighton and Hove Albion, 5th against 13th. Arsenal were absolutely smashed the other day, weren't they, Theo, by Crystal Palace, and they dropped behind Spurs.
For me, Brighton have been awful lately. To draw 0-0 at home to Norwich after their rubbish form, you come back from an international break, all that work on the training ground, and you put that in for the fans. That's a disgrace. If I was a Brighton season ticket holder, I'd just be raging. It would be the most Brighton thing to come to at the Emirates when Arsenal, who are chasing top 4 and probably need the points more, go out and just win.
That's true. Josh, the editor, big Brighton fan, he's probably raging right this moment.
Yeah.
But you know what? There's going to be only one winner in this game. It's going to be Arsenal. But you know what, Theo? It is a banana skin. Bizarrely, I think this might be 1-0 to Arsenal.
Yeah, I'm going 2-0 Arsenal. But if Brighton come out and win it, it will be the most Brighton thing ever after drawing 0-0 at home to Norwich. Let's go over to Specs. Now, I don't know who he supports at this point, if he's Arsenal or he went on loan to Newcastle at one stage last season. But let's hear what you reckon.
Next up, Arsenal versus Brighton. People, you know I'm an Arsenal fan. We're trying to get in the top 4. No Tomiyasu, no Partey, no Tierney. But I've seen this happen before. I've seen Arsenal try to get in the top 4 and lose to Palace and Brighton. Even though we've lost to Palace already, we're going to draw this game. I'm going to go for a 0-0 draw at the Emirates.
Southampton in 12th against Chelsea in 3rd. Southampton first 1 point in 4 games, but we know on their day at home they can be very good. But Chelsea, oh my goodness, 2 consecutive defeats at the Bridge. It's going a bit wrong, isn't it?
Well, here's the thing. After the Brentford result, Chelsea fans looked round and said it would be the most Chelsea thing ever to go around and just beat Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And then they got battered 3-1.
I know.
They've now lost 4-1, 3-1 consecutively. They've got to go away to Southampton on the weekend, and then they've got to travel to Madrid Monday. Right now for Chelsea, it is a mess. And I actually feel for the fans because it's just you're asking too much of the players. You know, they've been flying out for Super Cups to Dubai and they're all in these cups and they've still got champions. It's just too much.
I know, Theo.
Yeah.
I watched that Real Madrid game. Benzema was astonishing. All 3 goals were amazing in their own ways, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Lukaku, Theo. I mean, that header he missed, you'd have scored that.
You've got to pray that your players are motivated at tough times like this. This is when you see a real world-class footballer. When your team is, a little bit slacking, as it is at the moment. Whoever turns up, that's when you guarantee yourself a world-class player. Lukaku is not that. Mason Mount is not that on current form. His game against Real Madrid was awful. Who do you look at and think, oh, he can score goals? Maybe Kai Havertz.
Well, you know what, Theo? Defensively, Chelsea, the last 2 games have been appalling. So that will be a priority to keep it very tight. So what I think will happen here, bizarrely, I think it's going to be a clean sheet for Chelsea. I'm going Southampton 0, Chelsea 1, because that's exactly what they need.
I reckon the Saints will turn up.
Ooh.
I think they'll win 2-1.
Southampton to beat Chelsea.
Yeah, and I know they've been on rubbish form as well lately. They drew against Leeds, and before that they were losing matches. Chelsea plays a tired dad. I watched them 90 minutes in front of me at Stamford Bridge. The centre-backs, they just didn't want to... They needed a break.
Bex, what do you reckon, pal?
Next we've got Southampton versus Chelsea. Chelsea took a bad L last week, and Southampton have, for me, the second best striker in the Premier League. His name's Che Adams. So I'm going for a 1-0 win, Southampton, and Chelsea's L to continue.
Watford against Leeds United, 19th against 16th. It's an enormous relegation scrap, isn't it, Theo? And Watford, my goodness, if they win this, Theo, they could go level with Everton on points.
I watched that Watford-Liverpool game, and I seriously believed Roy Hodgson put in a proper fight.
Yeah.
That 2-0 scoreline is not right when you watch the game. Watford had many great chances, and they could have got something out of that game. It's just unfortunate it didn't fall for them. Leeds United are safe now. Watford badly need the points if they want to stay up.
I disagree. Leeds aren't safe yet.
8-point gap.
They've got 7 points in the last 3 games, but Theo, they need another win or 2 from somewhere. This is going to be a 1-1 draw.
You reckon 1-1?
Yes.
I disagree. I know Jack Harrison 2-2
Yes.
has been playing well. Rafinha's got an opportunity to turn it on, but I think the fight and the passion from Hodgson's boys is going to cause Watford 2, Leeds 1.
Wow.
Limbs on Ben Foster's vlog.
Wow, Theo. Over to Specs.
Next up, we got Watford versus Leeds United. There's nothing in this game, but you know what? Leeds United 2-0 win. Rafinha will be involved somehow.
Aston Villa in 11th against Tottenham Hotspur in 4th. Villa lost the last 3. Nothing to play for, really, Theo. But Spurs, they absolutely smashed Newcastle. Harry Kane, in my fantasy team, 1 assist.
And they gave him man of the match on TV.
Do you know what? He was brilliant.
He was amazing.
Yeah.
His passing is like him and Trent watching 90 minutes is just beautiful, isn't it?
Harry Kane, he's got this complete game. He's not just a goal scorer. He creates assists. He dictates the game in a sort of Kevin De Bruyne fashion.
His understanding with Son is ridiculous. They're knocking on the door for top 4, and with North London rivals in that position, I'm sure they'll want it more. Aston Villa have lost by 1 goal 3 consecutive matches. I think they'll lose by 2 this time. I'm going Spurs 2-0. Simple. Kane and Kulusevski.
I'll take that for my fantasy football Theo. I reckon it's going to be 2-1 to Spurs. Will they get top 4? I think they will, Theo.
So you agree with me?
I looked at the remaining fixtures and I think Tottenham have got the easier run in than Arsenal. I think United are terrible at the moment.
We were speaking about this in the pub last night.
Yes.
Everyone's saying, but Tottenham are bottlers, all of this. You've got Antonio Conte. He's not a bottler. He will bring it in for you, I'm telling you. Let's go over to Specs Gonzalez.
Then we've got Aston Villa versus Tottenham. Listen, Tottenham have been pressuring Arsenal. They're on fire right now. I can't see Villa winning this. Sorry, Steven Gerrard. I'm going for a Tottenham 3-1 win.
Brentford in 14th against West Ham United in 6th. It's West London against East London. It's 2 teams who won last game week. And Brentford will never forget going to Stamford Bridge and winning 4-1. Amazing scenes.
This match is great because you've got one team over there playing and you've got one team down there playing.
I know.
And it seems Brentford, when they're on the road, they always win. When they go to a London club, they always seem to get a point. If this was away from home for the Bees, they'd probably win.
Last week it was Janelt, it was Visser, it was Eriksson.
Chelsea,
I'm delighted by Eriksson, Theo.
It was a special moment in football and it was the beginning of Chelsea's fall, which is very interesting. Can they keep this up? Will they beat West Ham?
Well, West Ham, of course, they've slipped a bit recently. Got a good 2-1 win last weekend. And Jared Bowen is back. A goal and an assist. I think this will be a really good game of football.
Europa League second leg, where it's 1-1 going away. All their focus will be on that match. So something tells me the Brentford, who have nothing else to worry about at home, will turn up for this, won't they?
I agree, Theo. And because of that, Theo, because the players are tired, Brentford to win 2-1.
I'm going to go 1-1. But I think a Brentford win or draw would be a safe bet.
Next up, we've got Brentford versus West Ham United. Brentford beat Chelsea 4-1 at Stamford Bridge. For me, that is the result of the season. I think it will continue just because West Ham played against Lyon with 10 men, they're tired. So Brentford to win this one, 2-1. Yes, fair, 2-1.
Leicester City against Crystal Palace. It's 10th against 9th. It's a middle of the table tussle, isn't it, Theo? Now, Leicester found a bit of form, but too late in the season. What does the bobblehead think about this game?
The bobblehead says 2-1 to Leicester.
What I would say to bobblehead is Crystal Palace were absolutely superb against... Sorry, he's cracking me
It's
up.
me!
Patrick
That's fine.
Schick.
No, it's not Patrick Schick, it's me.
It's Patrick Schick. Seriously, Theo, Crystal Palace were superb against Arsenal. I thought it's brilliant what Patrick Vieira has done this season.
Look, he's shaking his head. He thinks
is
he's
shaking
not.
his head.
He doesn't like Palace.
But you know what, Theo? I think this has got draw written all over it. Crystal Palace are the draw specialists of the league. 13 draws this season. I'm just going to go for a 1-1.
You're boring, Dad. I think Leicester at home will win this. I know they've got Conference League to worry about too. Their players might feel tired. Palace rested up, winning games. But I'm going to go Leicester 2-1.
And are you bringing in Maddison to your FPL?
Maddison, Harvey Barnes, one of the two of the two. They're great options. Leicester have a good run coming up. I'd definitely recommend. And that's coming from someone who's 3.3k in the world.
Wow,
so
that is quite amazing.
That is
really.
better than most FPL accounts.
That is superb, Theo. But I'm going over to Specs.
We then got Leicester City versus Crystal Palace. Leicester City just played in Europe, so they're going to be tired. Palace are on red after beating Arsenal. Patrick Vieira, in my imagination, is linked to Manchester United. So I'm going to go for Palace to win 3-1.
2 massive games remaining, and the first one is Norwich City against Burnley, 20th against 18th. Norwich got a rare point, didn't they, against Brighton, Theo?
Yeah.
Burnley, though, what a win against Everton.
Bloody Burnley, I tell you. Sean Dyche, what a legend. 5-goal thriller. Cornet found his way through.
Thanks for messing up my FPL. Weghorst, we all bought him. He did nothing.
All bought him. It was an FPL, that was the move. Everyone did it. And then Cornet goes and scores.
What is happening here over in Norwich there?
Norwich look mudded.
Yeah.
I feel for him. It seems like they're getting relegated. The first team to be confirmed soon. I'm going to go 2-1 to the Claret and Blue.
Wow, I'm going to get straight into it. I reckon Burnley will win this.
Weghorst to score this time.
I hope
Please.
so. 1-0 to Burnley.
Don't be a mug, okay? Specs, back to Burnley.
Norwich City versus Burnley. Can't see Norwich winning this. Sorry, Norwich fans, man. I'm going for a Burnley win. They just beat Everton. I love Sean Dyche because he eats worms. So I'm going to go for a 4-1 win to Burnley. Yes, 4-1.
Right, Theo, that's all the games. I'm going off for a beer. We've not missed anything out, have we? I
No,
mean,
we
there's nothing remaining. We've
See my bobblehead.
yeah, see you.
Why are you
Wait a minute.
Why are you shaking your head?
Wait a minute. Manchester City against Liverpool. First against second. How did we forget that, Theo?
How did we forget that?
What is going to happen here? This could decide the title race,
It
couldn't
does. Put the Premier League table on the screen. This is the biggest game of the season. There's no other way to look at it. What we predict right now will determine who wins the Premier League.
Well, what happens on the pitch will determine it.
Now, let's be real. I'm being serious right now. Realistically, both these two teams will win all their games come the end of the season. Liverpool and City are both on unbelievable form. They've barely had any hiccups both ways, apart from a couple City ones. Who wins this game? And if it is a win, if it's a draw, City will probably win the league. If Liverpool win, they'll probably win the league. If City win, they'll probably... So we are deciding something bigger than just a game week prediction right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, Theo. Liverpool have won their last 10 Premier League games. Both teams won in Europe. How do you do this? Do you toss a coin over this result?
We look at the City-Liverpool results previously. We've seen Mo Salah perform at the Etihad. Do you remember that game where he turned up? They've had Champions League semi-finals where Liverpool went through. I think overall, you've got to look at it. Mo Salah's been on bad form lately. How do you explain that?
He's been on poor form, Theo, because he's tired. Look at the amount of football he's
People
played
are selling him.
for his country, for his club, Theo. People are selling him. I can't do that.
No.
Because he's a big game player. He can really turn up and score 2 goals and win this game.
And the truth is, everyone's blaming the fact he's got international breaks, Ramadan, whatever. Mo Salah will turn it up when you least expect it. Going to the Etihad for the biggest game of his potentially career, because Liverpool winning a Premier League is like something that they need to tick off. This is the moment he proves he's on the level of world class. When he proves himself, he's in the bunch of players up there with Ronaldo and Messi and Mbappe. If he wants to be on that level, he has to turn up in the biggest games.
Wow, I tell you what, Diogo Jota, 1 goal, 1 assist last week. Luis Diaz, as I predicted on Sky Sports, bit of a name drop there.
Yeah.
He's been really good. But I tell you, there's one City player I want to talk about because he came on, Theo, in the Champions League and changed things. Phil Foden.
Really?
What a brilliant player he is. He is absolutely magnificent.
Now, as much as he's great, can we just take a minute to talk about Kevin De Bruyne?
Yes.
Because that is the world-class player opposing Mo Salah. And I'm treating this like an American football game.
Yeah.
But it's the big players that turn up in big games. And De Bruyne has done it at every Champions League knockout for God's knows.
He is an absolutely extraordinary player. I mean, the whole world will be watching this game. You know, the other day, Theo, I went to see Peterborough against Luton. I came back, went to an Irish pub, and there was a Malaysian guy there from Kuala Lumpur wearing a Liverpool shirt. And he knows all about Liverpool. And he's just telling me about Southeast Asia, how both of these clubs, but especially Liverpool, are massive all over the world.
Dad,
so this is what this game means.
My prediction, I'm going to say it, and you're going to have your opinion. Manchester City 1, Liverpool 2.
Wow, you think City are going to lose at home?
I think City are the favourites, and they're more likely to win the Premier League.
Wow.
But I have a weird feeling that Liverpool will just turn up. I don't know what it is. They love to... When they get in the face of City, I just have a weird feeling they'll turn up. I said it on Sky, and of course, I don't care who wins this game. Like, it's going to be a very interesting one. As a neutral, I think it could go either way. I think it'll be a cracker. There'll hopefully be goals and not be a boring 1-1, 0-0. Because then City will probably just go on to win the league off a boring game. But I said it on Sky Sports. I think City are going to win the Champions League and Liverpool are going to win the Premier League. Because they're both ticking off something they haven't done in absolutely ages.
That is an enormous shout, Theo. Because you've said that, I'm going to go Manchester City 2, Liverpool 1.
No.
City to win the Premier League.
And who's to win the Champions League?
Champions League will be won by... Man City. I've just given Man City a double. I've jinxed you.
You're wearing a blue shirt. You're basically a City fan. Stop being a mug.
But I need to escape now. There's a bunch of Liverpool fans ganging up outside. yeah.
For me, this is the title decider. Man City versus Liverpool. VAR are going to have a say in this game. Yeah, this is a VAR game. I'm going for a Manchester City win. 2-1 Man City. But VAR decision. Klopp to be angry after the game. That was my predictions, people. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned in to Thogden's channel.
But I tell you what, before we go, vote for the Thogdad bobblehead.
It's not even a vote.
Don't
I'm
vote
gonna win.
for Patrick
This
Schick.
looks like me. No, you keep saying Patrick Schick just because he's got a big forehead, when really you're the one with a big forehead. Vote for Thogden. Up the TDL, down the Thogdad.
I've been insulted one too many times. I'm going for a pint with my brother. See you.
See you in a bit. Bye-bye. If we can smash 15,000 likes, then your team will win on Sunday. You know which game I'm talking about. See you in a bit.